I think I have probably a very uncompromising, strong position against the British prison offer in the way it has been presented, certainly in the way it had been presented by Prime Minister Cameron when he came here 2 years ago. The basic, as I understand it, is, as he presented it, I don't think there's any dispute about this. The British, under the Prime Minister, want us to build a prison using their funds, a maximum security prison using their funds, and part of the deal in them building a prison for us in Jamaica is that they will send to us Jamaican offenders, Jamaicans whom they have defined, whom they have determined are lawbreakers, and that they will send them to do their prison here in Jamaica. So in other words, they build us a prison and they will send us people who have committed crime. They will send us convicts in the way they used to probably 500 or so years ago, in which they had prison colonies. And 2 prison colonies were, one was in Australia and the other one was in the US state of Georgia. So those colonies became outposts. They became farms for which the British sent their offenders. And they would come and they would do time, and the British would take care of the expenses. The question I have is, and what bothers me is the very idea that in the 21st century, we would even be contemplating here in the land of Marcus Garvey and Nanny, that we would become a British prison colony. That's what it is, folks. We would become a British prison colony. Mind you, they'll present the argument that, these are Jamaicans. Yeah, they are Jamaicans. They are Jamaican citizens, yes, but they are their offenders. As Prime Minister Patterson said, probably in another context sometime ago. If they're your offenders, then your obligation is to deal with them under your penal system. My other concern, I mentioned my concern with the historical anomaly of Jamaica being once again in its modern era Britain's prison colony, place that it does its outsourcing of prisoners. But my other concern is, and this is very contemporary, is that by taking this prison offer, this British prison offer of imprisoning their offenders, again, making a distinction between our citizens whom we have a legal obligation to, not just to receive them as deportees, but if they were to ever be in trouble in Africa or in Europe or wherever, Poland, it's a Jamaican obligation to go protect them, right? So citizens are people. The rights of citizenship is not only something we treat punitively. If we were to take this prison offer from the British, I'm afraid that we could be seen as colluding, as Jamaica, an independent nation state, colluding, or at least giving the appearance of colluding with the British in what really is a known racial problematic in their criminal justice practice. I don't think there's any question about that, and that's why there are civil rights groups all over Britain struggling for racial justice. There are elements of racial disparity, racism to put it bluntly, in how both the US and Britain, implements or operates a criminal justice system. People end up being hurt disproportionately by the criminal justice systems of both countries are black people. So, us accepting a British prison offer could mean that we are colluding in, whatever are the racial problems, racial disparities of Great Britain. Do we want to be seen as colluding, in putting away our black people, Do we want to be seen as colluding in helping Britain solve its black immigrant problem? which is really, when you get down to the politics of it all, that's essentially what it's about. Removing, black immigrants from Britain. Alright, so does that therefore mean then that you walk away from $25 million? Right? And the question is going to come down to, well, the British are giving you $25 million to build a maximum security prison. You in Jamaica don't have any prison to talk about. Your two maximum security prisons are a disgrace. They are inhumane. They're just terrible. Couldn't agree more. National embarrassments they are. But here is the contradiction. Mass incarceration, which is again what Mr. Cameron's money is telling us. This is what Mr. Cameron wants his money to do. Build a mass prison. This is what the leadership elite in this country wants us to do. Take the British money and build a mass prison to house as many as 2,000 people. Now, I know people who do basic criminology know that mass incarceration and rehabilitation do not go together. These are contradictory terms. Mass incarceration does not equal rehabilitation. No way. It is just sheer lunacy if you think that building a mass prison to hold 2,000 people is going to bring you rehabilitation. You're just talking plain rubbish, right? United States, who we love to look at, did mass incarceration for decades, beginning in the 1970s under Richard Nixon, heading really under Jimmy, what's the guy we love, the president, Pretty boy Clinton. Under Clinton, we've not a greater heightening of mass incarceration in 1996. Did nothing for crime. Under Rockefeller and California, they had 3 strikes you're out. So prison populations kept going up and up and up, getting bigger and bigger. Violent crime rates went up and up at the same time, right through the 70s up until the 80s. It is only under the sensible policy of Barack Obama in the last, in his 2 administrations, where he started doing de-prisoning, taking people out of prison, cut down on the overcrowding in prisons, making prisons more community centered. It is only then that you started seeing decreases, dramatic decreases in violent crime. All over the United States, decreases because we had less emphasis on mass incarceration. Yeah, here's another direction that the British can be supportive and this could work to our mutual benefit, right? I mentioned that the Ministry of National Security or the Jamaican government should, instead of asking for money to build a mass prison, that you want to build one supermax which will house 300 to 400 of the hardest of the hardened, right? And use another portion of that money to build probably 2 or so minimum security institutions in which you get to focus narrowly on rehabilitation. And that these 2 institutions will be community connected, closely aligned, closely situated to communities in which offenders would go back and forth between community and institution. If you're going to deport them, your country, international norms recognize that deporting people involves not just simply removing them in mass flights, but they are given certain due processes of appeal and so on. So as long as our people are given in Britain all the due process that they are entitled to, and then after those due processes have been exhausted, there's a determination that they should be deported, I have no problems in receiving them back as long as they are bona fide Jamaican citizens. That's our obligation to them. And I think, another thing, I know the ministries like planning agencies are reluctantly coming around to doing that. Working with us, the name of my organization is the National Association of Deported Migrants. So Ministry of Security and National Planning Agency are working closely with us in receiving British people coming, Jamaicans coming back from Britain, and assisting us in welcoming them and in reintegrating them. What Britain can do is continue what they've been doing so well and step it up, improve on it, increase it. If you want to send some more deportees after legal processes have been exhausted, if you want to send them here faster and quicker and more abundantly after they have paid their debt to British society, and let me just repeat that, after they have paid their debt to British society, you still insist on deporting them, no problem. Use the prison money, about the $25 million that you're going to give us to build a mass prison, to help us with their reintegration. That's what we are about. That's what a humane, progressive Jamaican society needs to be about. Not about imprisoning, not about further incarceration, but reconnecting, reintegrating, and rehabilitating people who may have gone astray, giving people a second chance. So if we want to help us with funds to give our young men coming back from Britain a second chance, coming back here disoriented, disenfranchised, losing their minds. These are the people who come back to us as deportees. If we want to help us in terms of reconnecting and reintegrating them with some funds, that's where our Ministry of National Security need to engage them.